Today's Gemara and Taanis Daf Yomi is all learning Shvius Choshen of Yisrael Chaim Midvar Shemir Rasi is a good chance for Shana Magul Mordechai ben Davshin is a good person of Shendel as well as Chosfur Hashem Shal Yes Many afraid the man Vivek Chaim Yisrael Shem Sim Reis the Servants Kanadi to Vasim Schei Say Yisrael Med Elias for the Shalei Shem the Mevish Avik Shechana Shmo Ben Til Din Khan Meis Mechai Basmina Din Ena Bishin Mendes Vivek Meigor Nechel and Sudna Zelhur Rafik of the Shava Naftali Sim Mechlaster Besaych Shar Chali Yisrael as well as Chosil the Sham Shmo for Shimon ben Meir. We pick it up. We're holding the last few words, just one word. Anyone who would like to grab a sponsorship for the end of the month, it is available for the final few days. And now let's take one moment to review a little bit that we said yesterday. The last Gemara I read it a little bit. I tried to fix it up, and I don't know if it came out so clearly. So as you'll see in front of you, at the bottom half of the Amud after the two dots, we highlighted some key words. We're also going to spend 2 minutes saying over what happened in the Gemara for clarity, and because today's Gemara is really going to pick up from there. So we had a statement yesterday that the Gemara Rav Zir said in the name of Rav Huna that if someone fasts, he doesn't have to fast the night before. Even if you eat all night, it's no problem. So the night before you could eat, you wake up in the morning, you fast, you say Taanis, you say Anenu. But we said Lon B'Taanis, so if you extend your fast, instead of breaking your fast at the end of the day, you extend it through the next night. In the morning, you cannot say Anenu. And we asked, what is the reason? Is it because he holds that a partial fast is not a fast? It's not a fast. The fact that you fasted at night is irrelevant. And that's why you don't say Anenu in the morning. And even more so, Rashi speaks out. If it's not called a fast, you can break it whenever you want. The fact that you decide at the end of the day, okay, I'll continue through the night, that's irrelevant. Because the Taanis L'Shais is nothing. And therefore you woke up at 2 in the morning, go and eat. Or perhaps fasting partially is called a fast, but you don't say Anenu. Those were the 2 coins. And the Gemara answered, Amar Abaya, really Rav Huna holds that Misan L'Shais is a fast day, and you could say Anenu, but this case is different. Why? Because you never had a Kabbalah. So what comes out of the Gemara, and this is what we'd like to speak out, that if you have a Kabbalah, and if you want to see Rashi in the Divrei Matzal Leilam Kasavar, about 10 lines to the bottom, Rashi speaks out this detail, that the problem is, not the problem, but when you extended your fast through the nighttime, you never accepted that as a fast. So since you never accepted it as a fast, there was never a Kabbalah, that's the reason why it's not called a fast day, and that's why you don't say Anenu. But very clearly, let's say someone accepts a partial fast, they say, I'm going to fast half a day till Chatzais, till Mincha. When he davens Mincha, you can of course say Anenu, which is going to be more brought up in the rest of today's shir. So says the Gemara, Omar Rav Chisda, on the last words of Yud Aleph of Beis, as we turn over to today's Daf Yomi Amud Aleph, says Rav Chisda, that which we said, that which we said you could fast for partial, as we just concluded a moment ago. You could fast for part of a day. The issue there was you didn't have a Kabbalah. Says Rav Chisda, but v'hu shlotam kolam ad erev. It only works if you don't eat anything until the night. Obviously, the statement is very difficult that the Gemara is about to ask fierily away. But Rav Chisda just says you could fast partially, but you have to fast the whole day. Abai immediately responds and says, what are you talking about? If you fast half a day, then you fast the whole day, that's a full fast. What exactly are you referring to? Answers the Gemara 3 lines down, that you change your mind. And let's let Rashi explain. Rashi about 8 lines into the narrow lines. Rashi explains Kiloimar. And of course, whenever Rashi says Kiloimar, that means Rashi is saying, don't read the words literally. There's more over here. Kiloimar. You never planned on fasting. You never made a Kabbalah. You never did anything. Rather, what happened? What happened was you were busy. It happens. Got busy at work. Got busy in yeshiva. Got busy anywhere, and you just didn't eat. And what? And then you're like, hey, wait! It's half a day has passed. And then you said, I already fasted half a day. What a waste! Mimlach. You changed your mind and Amar I'll fast the rest of the day. That says Rav Chisda is not a fast. So if the first half you just by accident didn't eat, and then you say, I'll extend it the rest of the day, that is not called a fast, says Rav Chisda, unless you then fast throughout the entire day. So what's coming out? What's coming out is, can you accept a fast for part of the day? Yes. If you didn't accept a fast for part of the day, and you by default fasted half of a day, what will make this called a fast? By completing the fast till the night. So we have 2 ways of having a quote-unquote partial Taanis, a Taanis L'Shais. Either accept and do a partial Taanis, beautiful. If you didn't didn't accept it, and you realize, wait, I fasted half a day, says Rav Chisda, now you have to finish the whole day for it to be called a partial Taanis. And the Gemara continues and says a similar din, V'amar Rav Chisda kol Taanis lo shakal of achama lav shmei Taanis. Any Taanis that you eat before the fast is over, you do not complete the fast day, therefore it is not called a fast. And again, this is going in the same theme that there was no Kabbalah. If you made a Kabbalah and you accepted to fast half a day and you fasted half a day, then great. But if you said, I'm going to fast a whole day and you don't, then it's nothing, says Rav Chisda. Meisvei asked the Gemara 1 second, Anshe Mishmar, Misanim lo mashlimim. The Anshe Mishmar, the Kohanim, that was their turn to work in the Beis HaMikdash. Of course, we know that we broke up the Kohanim and the Levim into 24 groups, 1 week at a time. So if you have a week and that their Kohanim are working, what do? They fasted, but they did not complete the fast. So what do we see clearly? They could fast and not complete the fast. You, Rav Chisda, just said you could only fast if you complete the fast. Says Gemara, what do you mean? Anshe Bishmar, clearly they can fast and not complete it. Answers the Gemara, Hasam, that wasn't a real fast day. What was going on over there is, as Rashi explains, there was a tzibur fasting, and then they just fasted to be together with the tzibur. Avaleinai Taanis is not a real fast. They didn't say Anenu, as Rashi explains, and it wasn't a real obligation on them, and therefore whenever they want to eat, they could eat, because it wasn't a real fast. They were just being mishtatev, they were just combining together with the tzibur. And continues the Gemara, another question on Rav Chisda, 6 lines down. Tashema, Dom Rav Elazar ben Tzadok, and even b'nei Banov shel Sanov ben Binyamim. I'm from the family of Sinov shel Binyamim, who will see what they are in a moment. Upa'amachas chal Tishbav liyos b'Shabbos, and Tishbav fell on Shabbos. V'dachinu lachar Shabbos, and we don't fast Tishbav on Shabbos, so it's pushed off to Sunday. So Sunday, which is Asara Be'av, that's when everyone fasted. And says Rav Elazar ben Tzadok, I, from the family of Sinov ben Binyamim, what do we do on that Sunday, the 10th of Av, which everyone was doing Tisha B'Av? We fasted, but we didn't complete the fast. You know why? Yantif Shalanu is our personal Yantif. What does it mean it was our personal Yantif? And again, a lot of Rashis today, I can't apologize, but apologies. Rashi over here explains that what's going on over here. This was a special Yantif for this man of the Atzik Kohanim, when they would gather the wood, and there were different times which were Yom Tovim for different groups of Kehanim, and the Tzanav Shel Binyamin, they had a story, and their day was on the 10th of Av, and therefore on the 10th of Av, they had a special Yontif that they came forth and they donated the wood, etc. So because it was their special Yontif, says the Gemara, they fasted, but they didn't complete the fast. So ask the Gemara, what do we see clearly that you don't have to fast the whole day for it to be called a fast? Answers the Gemara, it's not true. They were just participating with everyone else. Really, it wasn't a fast day at all, and therefore it's not a kasha on Rav Chisda at all. Tashema, third question on Rav Chisda. Dam Rav Yochanan habetainis, says Rav Yochanan, I one time said I'm going to be in a tainis ad she'ava lebeisi until I come home. Again, part of a fast. I'm not doing a whole fast day. And whenever I come home, I'm going to break my fast. So what do we see? We see that a part of a fast day, partial fast day, is valid. Answers the Gemara. He just didn't want to eat at the Nasi's house. So he would say, I'm fasting partial day. But again, it wasn't a din of a tainis. So Rav Chisda's rule that in order for there to be a din, a shame, a name called a fast is the whole day, that continues to stand. Says the Gemara, Amar Shmuel, and Shmuel clarifies the din that we started off with today, the din of being mikabel, accepting upon yourself a fast, as Shmuel, called tainis shel kibul mi'ba'id yoyim, lav shmei tainis. You have to accept upon the fast during the day. Today, if I want to fast tomorrow, I have to accept upon it today. And now the Gemara asks, 1 second, v'yasimai, and if he fasts and he doesn't accept it, I just wake up one morning and I don't eat the whole day. What is that? You know what it is? It's a bellows filled with air. It's nothing. You filled yourself with air, you didn't eat, but it's not called a fast. Why not? Because you did not accept upon yourself a fast. Says the Gemara, Imas Mekabele, when should you accept upon the fast? Rava Mincha Shmolamar Betfilas Mincha. Rav holds at mincha, the time of mincha, like Rashi explains. You could be standing in the street, you accept upon, and Shmuel says no, within the tefillah itself. Amar Rav Yosef explains, Kavsei the Shmuel mistavra, that which Shmuel said that it's during the davening is mistaver, the chsiv, as it says in Megillas Taanis. It says the following in the Megillas Taanis to list all the Yom Tovim over there. Again, we learned this in Gemara Rosh Hashanah, all different interesting Yom Tovim that Klal Yisrael would had a minog not to fast on. And then it continues and it says, Lo'ein kol inish. However, any man that accepted upon himself before this day, he should be forbidden. Meaning, if he accepted upon himself before we the Rabbanan made these gezeras, these Yom Tovim, Megillas Taanis. If you accepted upon yourself a fast day, then you continue your fasting. And now the Gemara says, what's the raya to Shmuel? On the first wide line says the Gemara, my love, what do we see from this Megillas Taanis? We assume that what does it mean that you made yourself aser? It meant during davening. And in classical, the Gemara answers, it just means you made yourself forbidden. It doesn't mean during tefillah. So we don't necessarily have a raya to Shmuel. So again, we have a machlekes going on when exactly you accept upon the fast. Rav says the day before at the time of mincha, and Shmuel says during the tefillah of mincha. And says the Gemara, Pligi bar Rav Chia v'Rav Shimon Berebi, Rav Chia and Rav Shimon Berebi to Amarayim argue about that previous statement we just quoted from Megillas Taanis. Chad Omer Ye'aser v'Chad Omer. Chad Omer Yisar, Chad Omer Ye'aser. What's the difference? Chad Omer Yisar, he will in the future make aser. Chad Omer Ye'aser, he is aser. And the Gemara explains what's going on over here. Man da Amar, according to the opinion, Yisar, he will in the future make aser. Kedamaran is like we said above, that what? That we have to make yourself aser the day before in mincha. Laman da Amar Ye'aser, he is forbidden. What does that mean? The Tani Megillas Taanis called Inish Diate Aluyi Mikadman Denon. Anyone that already in the past created a fast day on any of these days, Ye'aser is forbidden. Meaning that their fast precedes this gezerah. Ketzad explains the Gemara. If someone accepted upon himself to fast Monday, Thursday, Monday, shall call Hashana Kula. What incredible tzaddikim! The entire year, every Monday, Thursday, Monday, they're going to fast. And then what happens? They got together. They made this Megillas Taanis. They said these are the dates that are called Yom Tovim, minor Yom Tovim, and you can't make a fast day on them. But you already accepted upon yourself. So we explain, and this is how we're translating the Ye'aser. If you made your neder, if you accepted upon yourself the Monday, Thursday, and Monday, before the decree of Megillas Taanis was Yavtil Nidroi Es Gzeratanu, then his neder, it was earlier, he already accepted upon himself to fast. That is Mevatel, the Gezerah of Megillas Taanis, and he continues fasting. And if not, then the fact that they made a yontif wins, and the fact they made a yontif stands, and he does not have to fast anymore. And from this brisa, what do we see that has nothing to do with accepting upon something during mincha? Because we didn't say anything about mincha. It was just accepting it the previous day, which is a riot to Rav, that you do not actually have to do it in tfilas mincha, like Shmuel said. Tanu Rabbanan says the Gemara 6 lines from the bottom, continuing on the different halachas of these fast days. And Mosai Oicha V'Shaisa, till when are you let eat and drink a fast day that begins in the morning? When does it begin? Fundamental shaila, 2 opinions. Either it's Aloisa Shachar or it's Krus HaGever when when the rooster crows 2 different times. Exactly the difference is not clear, but those are the 2 times in the fast day begins. What comes along Abaye, very importantly, everyone has to remember and says Lo Yishanu Ela Shaloi Gamar Sudasai. That's only if you did not finish eating. Aval Gamar Sudasai Einoi Oichal. If you finish eating at night, you're done. You can't say, oh, I want to eat more. No, it's an implicit acceptance upon the fast. Rav says 1 second. Gamar, you finished eating, and you stood up. You allowed to keep on eating. What do you mean? You just told me as soon as you finish eating, boom, the fast is accepted. accepted? Answers the Gemara, no, Hasam Kshalisilek. They didn't remove the table. They used to eat on little tables. When they removed the table, that's when the meal finished. So that's when the case you continue eating because they didn't remove the table. But in the case they removed the table, then there would be an implicit acceptance upon the fast, even though it might be many, many hours before Aloisa Shachar, etc. And of course, this is where the halacha comes from, that every time before a fast day, if you're going to wake up in the morning to eat, to drink, to have a coffee, etc., you have to say that I am not accepting upon the fast, because if you don't say anything, there is an implicit acceptance. Ikadi Amri, says the Gemara, a different way of learning the previous exchange between Abaye and Rava. The name switch. Now, Amar Rava, Rava talks first. It's only if you didn't go to sleep. Once you go to sleep, it's over. Implicit acceptance on the fast. Abaye, says Abaye, 1 second. Yashin, you went to sleep. Amar, and you got up. Hooray, you allowed to keep on eating. Answers the Gemara, no, you weren't really sleeping. Husband misnamnin, you were dozing. What does it mean? Dozing, Amar Avashi, a Gemara that we have many times. We'll have it soon in Gemara Megillah as well. Says the Gemara, as we turn over to Yud Beis and Beis, Nim of you're sleeping, you're not sleeping. Tir v'loy you're awake, but you're not awake. The Karule, when I call you, Va'ani, you'll answer. However, you're not going to answer something sensible. Your brain's not really on. But when I remind you, I jolt you, then midkar, you get remember. That is the case you're referring to, that you got up from eating. But if you properly went to sleep in a real sleep, then of course the fast is implicitly accepted. Says the Gemara, Yud Beis and Beis, 3 lines from the bottom. Omar Rav Kana, Omar Rav, Yachid shekibul of Taanis aser b'nilas hashandel. Says Rav Kana, the name of Rav, a Yachid that accepts upon him fast is not allowed to wear shoes. Why? Because what type of fast did you accept when you say I'm fasting? Says Rav Kana, Rav, maybe you said I want to fast with all the stringencies and chumras of a Taanis Hebrew. So if you don't say anything, you can't wear shoes. So Heichel Lavid asked the Gemara, so what should he do if he doesn't want to accept such a fast? Amar Rabbi Shila Lemach, he says as follows: Lemachar tomorrow, hey lefanecha v'tainis yachid. It should be in front of you, Hashem, a private fast. You say a tainis yachid, then it means a tainis yachid, which of course allows you to wear shoes, etc. Says the Gemara, Amar li Rabbanan the Rav Sheshes, Hakachazina Rabbanan the Mishaimi Misanayu. What's going on? I see Rabbanan that they're wearing shoes on a fast day. V'asal lebeit Tainisa, and they come to Davin, they come to everyone where they got together on the fast day. Why? It's a public fast day. Why are they wearing shoes? Says the Gemara, Ikbid, Rav Sheshes got angry. V'amar leho, damo mechel nam yachal. Are you going to tell me maybe they also ate? It can't be. It can't be that what you are saying, says Rav Sheshes, and rather they were not allowed to wear shoes, and Rav Sheshes is bothered. Maybe they're going to eat as well. And we're going to see in a few moments, this is in deference, this is arguing on something that we saw yesterday, a statement of Shmuel, that Shmuel, as Rashi over here points out, let's look at the Rashi, and Rashi concludes, and we hold like Shmuel yesterday in Yalfa and Beis taught us that in Babel there's no concept of these high level Taanis Sibur, there's never this concept of forbidding us from wearing shoes, anointing, etc. Rather, it's just the regular fasting. So Rav Sheshes is arguing, and Rav Sheshes is saying no. Rav Sheshes is saying that when we have this fast day, you have to be machmir, you have to be stringent, even not to wear shoes, etc. Abaye v'Rava ma'iliki me'aili. Abaye and Rava would come into shul on a fast day, ki mesaimi apanta, when they were wearing the other upper leather on their shoes. You know what they do on a fast day? They would switch the shoes right and left, to small lemina and left and right. Rabbanan dvi Ravashi nafki ki orchayo, they would go out normally. Savri, they thought, ki adam Shmuel, like we just explained. So we have a bit of a machlekes brewing over here. How far do Taanis Siburs go? We have numerous opinions that say it's much more machmir. Not only are you fasting, you can't wear shoes, you can't have leather, you have to switch your shoes, maybe you got to do something. But says the Gemara, no, Rabbanan dvi Ravashi, they went with Shmuel. That ain't Taanis Sibur Bavel al Tisha B'Av Elvad. The only real high level Taanis Sibur is on Tisha B'Av, and all other fast days is no problem wearing shoes. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. About 15 lines down, first word of the line is a Rav. Says Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, Lo yiva adam Taanisa yupayreya. If someone has a fast day, he's allowed to decide, you know what, I'm not fasting today, quote unquote, borrow your fast, and then you'll pay back another time. Kamrit Kamid Shmuel, they told this statement to Shmuel, Amar, Li, V'chinadar Kibul Alei. What are you doing? What do you mean you have to borrow? Did you make a neder on yourself? So Sagi Deloy Mashlim, is it not enough? He doesn't have to complete the fast. Let's say you're enough Sheikh Kibul Alei. Why did he accept upon himself a fast? Just to afflict himself. Imatzi Shmuel argued, and Shmuel said that whenever you have a private fast day, if you can't handle it, you can't handle it. You don't have to pay it back. Paying it back is only if you made a neder. I'm gonna do this at all costs, and if you can't do it, fine, eat and you'll pay it back. But says Shmuel, a regular Taanis Yachid is not that way, and you do not have to pay it back. Igad Yamri says the Gemara, another lashon how to learn up this machlekes of Yudah and Shmuel. Amar Yudah Marav Leibad Tanisa Bareya. You could borrow and pay back. Can read the Kamid Shmuel Amar Leib Shita. Of course, Layel and Neder. You just like a neder. Neder Milo and Matzi Baila Shalume. A neder, can you not pay back? Of course you could. Umezela and you could pay it back. So in this lashon, Shmuel is agreeing that you could pay back, and you have to do that and you have to pay it back. So we have two different lishaines. What exactly Shmuel held? Either Shmuel held a private fast day is not like a neder. It's not like a neder, and therefore, if you can't handle it, it's okay. You could go and eat. You only did it to mitzayir, pain yourself. And if you can't, it's okay. And the second lashon, Shmuel says no. It is a din of a neder. You can't handle it. You have to pay it back another time. Says the Gemara, 8 lines from the wide lines of Yeshua Berei Rav Idi Ikla Lebei Rav Asi went to Rav Asi of Du Alei Igla Tilsa, and he made for Rav Asi a very gishmak, a meal, a third-born calf, a very delicacy of their times. Amrulei Litamar Midi, please eat something. Amrulei Patanisi said, I'm fasting today. Amrulei, so what? Leisav Mar, borrow lifroi and pay it back. Leisav Lamar, do not hold lahadam Rav Yudam Rav Levadam Tanisa Paireya. You should borrow and pay back. So what are you doing? I have a gishmak meal. Go eat it now, and tomorrow you'll fix your fasting. Amrulei, important rule. Taanis Chaloimu, and it's not a regular fast. This is a Taanis Chaloim. Ve'omar Rav Marchasi, Amar Rav Chama Bar Gurim Rav Yofa Taanis Chaloim Kishlan Uras. It's like fire for the flax, meaning you need to have this fasting right now. It destroys everything and it cleanses you. I can't pay it back. And we see another application of this, says the Gemara in the first wide line of Rav Chisda, it only works on that day. Even on Shabbos, the one time you can fast on Shabbos, the reason is because when you fast on for a dream, it's like fire. It consumes, it destroys all the bad parts of the dream. Even on Shabbos, because this is your einig to get rid of the terrible dream. But what do you do if you have to fast on a Shabbos? You have to fast for the fact that you fasted, because Shabbos, of course, is for enjoyment. And if you had to fast because you had no choice, then you'll have to pay it back another time. Says the Gemara, the Mishnah, picking up from the previous Mishnah. Let's remind ourselves, in the previous Mishnah it said, 17th of Mar Cheshvan comes, there's no rain, the Yechidim begin fasting Monday, Thursday, Monday. They don't fast the night before, and it's mutter to wear shoes, Sichan, Ila, Rechitza, Tashish, Hamita. Then we said if Rosh Chodesh Kislev comes about 2 weeks later, and there's still no rain, now everyone accepts what type of fast? To refast Monday, Thursday, Monday. What type of fast? Not starting the night before, starting in the morning. And again, the Chamishinuyim, Rechitza, Sichan, Ila, Sasan, Tashish, Hamita, Malacha are all mutter. Says our Mishnah, let's say it keeps on going, and there's still no rain. All these fasts, Lo Nanu and Klal Yisrael was not answered yet. 3 more fasts. This is 6 fasts on the Tzibur. But now you got to stop eating by day. The fast starts at night. And Asur Memlachin, I'll do work. Urechis, you can't wash. Usichel, you cannot anoint. Unil Sasando, you can't wear shoes. Hashamit, you can't have relations. And V'noilin Esmerchatzes, you close the bathhouses, which we'll deal with tomorrow exactly why. Avru Elu, if these fasts, Lo Nanu, and we still don't have rain. Another 7 fast days, which is in total 13 in total. 3 last Mishnah, 3 this Mishnah, another 7, 3, 3, and 7 is 13. And these last 13 are even, these last 7 are even more machmir. Shebe'elu matri, and we blow shofar. Number 1. We shut the stores. B'sheni on Monday, meaning of the fast day, matin. They leave the stores partially open, as we'll see. So people who really, really need food can come and get it. Im chashecha, when it gets dark. We'll see in the Gemara what that means. Ubechamishi mutar when they cover Shabbos. On Thursday, the stores open up for Shabbos. If even these fast, now we have a full 13 fasts by the Tzibur, plus 3 of the Yechidim, and still they weren't answered, we decrease business, building, planting, beers, and marriages, kisses and getting engaged. And we don't even talk nicely to each other. We don't give each other shalom. Why? Like we're censored, like we're in nidoy to Hashem. They fast all the way till Nisan. Yatsa Nisan, v'yardu geshama, after everything it rains. Simin klala, it's a terrible curse. Today's the day of reaping and harvesting. What do we need the rain for today? And that is the whole series, the progression of all the fast days, the 3 last Mishnah of the Yechidim, the 3 last Mishnah of the Tzibur, the 3 of this Mishnah of the Tzibur, plus another 7 of the Tzibur, 13 in total for the Tzibur, and then finally with closing the stores and the Yechidim fasting all the way to Nisan. I'll pick it up for the Gemara Mirz Hashem in the next year.